Good morning, lovely people. It's nice to speak with you this morning. It's a little after 7, well, it's close to 7:30. And I'm just getting ready to go for a walk. Um, I like to get out early and go walking before there are people around. But I was thinking of what poem to talk about today or to give to you, and I was going back through some old poems, and I found one that's kind of a sonnet. Um, I was really thinking a lot about the sonnet at the time and the kind of turns that it takes, where the first part of the sonnet, the first 3 stanzas or so, um, depending on how you make them, you can make it one long block, but the first 3 stanzas or so of 4 lines each set out a statement, a kind of moment, and then the final 2 lines transform it and make a completely different statement. In a sense, it's like a haiku in that you set up an image and then the image comes together in a contrast that makes everything speak boldly. But in this is something about life. I'm not a formalist. I'm not a person who really is given to forms, although I remember my training as a musician many years ago, when we were forced to engage form, to engage Bach especially, and the ideas of music theory. And although as a young man I hated to write whether music or prose in form, there's something fascinating about form, particularly when you engage the classic works, the people who came before you. And that would be, in Western literature, the sonnet, something that was there from the beginning. Now, there are other forms, of course, but the sonnet is a key one, and one of the more important ones. One can get locked into the notions of meter and iambic pentameter and rhyme schemes and so on. Those things are important, but I think the real essence of the sonnet is the statement and the turn. Anyway, I'm a professor. I get off on these kind of things. But there's something else I wanted to talk to you about before going into the poem. And that is life. You know, I just woke up. And sleeping is wonderful. It's one of the great delights of life. But so is waking. It's the movement from one state to another. Darkness, night is glorious. I used to love going walking at night. I don't do it much anymore. Day, though, is unbelievably good. There also is sadness, times of sorrow, times of suffering, even times of depression, and then times of delight, of joy, of energy. And it's the movement from the one to the other that seems to me to give glory and meaning and beauty. So here I am at a time of transition. The sun is just barely starting to come into the valley. Light's been in the sky only for maybe 40 minutes, and I'm only now getting up to go enjoy it. So this sonnet, as it talks about moments of transition, is located in the winter solstice. And here you go. The solstice. Darkness suffuses all my existence. There is no light. Will morning never come? Fresh snow falls with increasing persistence, covering all life and making sound mum. The cold and night overwhelm my senses. Bright colors become just faint memories. Thoughts of cinnamon and cloves fragrances disappear as cold claims my arteries. Even trees shiver from the weight of snow. Their burdened branches shake and sometimes break from winter's seeming endless mortal blow. My hands are numb and my feet leaden, though pale blue begins to show the high peaks. My hope now appears as skies redden. see you tomorrow. Take care.